a gentleman called Dennis Kucinich has agreed and drafted an act which is being introduced to the Congress as we speak for a proposal for monetary reform. We're also drafting a bill to be introduced into the UK we're presenting it to the Bank of England and a number of other things, because I personally believe, and a select few people that are part of my belief system, that everything that we are doing to solve the financial crisis is exactly the opposite of what we should be doing. Everything that you know about the financial crisis, forget about subprime mortgages, forget about collateralized debt obligations, forget about toxic assets, forget about AIG, forget about Lehman Brothers, forget about Bear Stearns, forget about everything that you have heard about the financial crisis, and just for the next half hour, try this one on for size, okay? Most people think that money is created through the Bank of England or something like that. That the Bank of England has this printing press that's now been replaced by computers because money's electronic rather than cash now. And you have the Royal Mint that makes all these coins, and the Bank of England, when they want to inject more money into the economy, they print off some more money and inject it into the economy and spend it into existence. Yet 3% of money is created that way, but 97% of money, the overwhelming majority of money, is created in a completely different way. Please do not get me wrong. What I'm about to show you is not a conspiracy theory, because there are conspiracy theories out there about this. This is economic facts that I'd like to show you. It's easy to get tied up in that. But here's exactly how money is created as debt. What comes with debt? Interest. Okay, here's the paradox. Here's the question. If the overwhelming majority of money is created as debt, and all debt has interest, then I'd like to ask the question, who pays the interest? Borrowers pay it, but where do they get the money in order to pay it? From borrowing more. Okay, you're reaching the right conclusions here. The answer is the money to pay the interest does not exist. So there's only two ways of doing it. Either people or companies or governments borrow more, or we go to another country where they've created the money as debt and we take it through imports and exports. That's the only two ways of paying the interest off the money that doesn't exist. Okay? So here's a little graph that shows this visually and represents what I'm actually referring to. Right, so don't get too worried about the jargon. The economists in the room will know what I'm talking about. There's something called M0. M0 is basically cash and coins. You see this line here in blue? That's M0. That's the grand total of the Bank of England or the Royal Mint's contribution to money in our economy. Okay? What you have here in red is something called M4. M4 is this money plus all the money in bank accounts and held on deposits. Okay? What you'll notice is that there is significantly more money held on deposits than money exists in coins and cash. Something that we all know right now, because when was the last time we used cash? It's normally card transactions and electronic transfers. Okay? What you'll also notice is that in green I have plotted from the Bank of England's website the total of consumer and corporate debt. That's the total of individuals' borrowings through mortgages and all sorts of other things, and credit cards and student loans, and also the corporate debt as well in terms of borrowing individual loans. You will notice that the grand total of corporate and consumer debt is greater than the amount of money we have in our economy. So there is not enough money to pay off all this debt. Would anyone like to hazard a guess if you added the government's debt to this? We're headed for 1.3 trillion in the UK. Excuse me if these figures are wrong, but I'd just like to, I heard this the other day and I can't remember the exact figures, but I'd like to visually show you what that actually means. How many people in the room would like to hazard a guess at how long 1,000,000 seconds is? Excuse me if I'm wrong, but it's round about 4 days, okay? Because someone's going to go and calculate this, yeah? Okay. Because I should have really prepared this in advance, but I heard it the other day and I thought it was so great, I want to repeat it back here. How many people would like to hazard a guess at how long 1 billion seconds is? It's round about 12 weeks, 3 months. Please go and make these calculations just to confirm it, because I'm probably a little bit off, but it's similar, okay? How many people would like to hazard a guess at how long a trillion seconds is? 4 years? Anyone else?
4 months.
4 months? 32,000 years before humankind. That's how much debt the government are in. And the American government, you can multiply that again. Okay. If you'd like to add government debt to that, you'll see that there is significantly more debt than money in our economy. In an economy where there's not enough money to pay off the debt, there's only one way of doing it. You either get more debt and you continually refinance the economy, or you go to another country that created the money as debt and you take their money as debt-free money. Okay? So here we are. How did this actually come to be?